Good morning, good morning, good morning. What in the world? I'm scratching my head, folks. Can y'all tell me why Miss Jaguar Wright has decided to go up in that prison and cut up and act a fool? She has made enemies, honey. Jaguar said, nobody is for me. Nobody got my back. Woe is me. Y'all feel my pain? Oh my goodness. And I said, girl, we don't feel your pain. It sounds like if you're in a country club, okay? Because there are a lot of homeless people on the street who don't have half the things that you got up in that prison, okay? So she was telling official Kingpin this morning. She gave them a call and she said, "Oh my God, you would not believe what I'm going through. Oh, they had me in shackles when I was walking in. The guard just threw me up against the wall and said, 'Get out my way.' And I didn't do her nothing. I didn't do her a thing. This woman just takes it on me. She set her eyes on me and just wanted to just abuse me." And I said, "Girl, that don't even sound quite right." I said, "Now, Jaguar, did you tell them people that you were going to break out of there? Maybe that's why they shackled you. Did you tell them as soon as I can, I'm busting out of this joint? Did you tell them that, Jaguar? And they just try to punish you by putting them shackles for you to see what it feels like. You shouldn't be saying stuff like that because we know how loose your mouth is, Miss Jaggy Waggy." That guard probably said, "Get out my way." And you said, "I'm moving, make me. You better not touch me or else it's going to be murder up in here." And she just slammed you against that wall. Is that how it happened, Jaguar? Huh? No. You're not telling no stories, are you? Were you really in shackles? Did that guard really slam you up against the wall? Or you just fabricated? You just being a Pinocchio again. But you know, some guards, when they don't like you from the get-go, they probably would do that. Throw you up against the wall if you in their way and say, "Get the hell out of my way." If you're cutting up and acting a fool and saying, "I'm moving, you can't make me move." Well, the guard probably said, "Okay, I can make you move. I'm going to throw your ass up against this wall and we're going to see who's going to be moving." She was telling them all about it. And she said, "Charlie, I had no deodorant. I had no soap. All the feminine stuff I'm supposed to get, I had to wash up in the sink. They had me on solitary confinement. And I wasn't allowed out myself. And I had to wash it for a whole week. And oh my goodness, woe to me, woe to me, woe to me. Y'all feel my pain?" And I said, "Girl, we don't feel your pain because that sounds like if you're in the outdoors just camping." So I had to scratch my head. I said, "Wait a minute. She in the prison, right? She got soap. She got all these conveniences like if she's on the outside." I said, "Well, why is she even going to prison if she's going to get all the fancy and the niceties?" I said, "Girl, there's some people out here in the world out here, they don't even have access to soap and running water and showers and all of that. And you complain because you got to wash up in the sink and you're supposed to be serving time and you're on punishment in some prison somewhere." I said, "Girl, you're in a country club." So Jaguar is complaining, "I can't get my cigarettes because I don't have access to my commissary. Oh, I can't get my soap, my deodorant, and all my feminine stuff." I said, "Girl, who you telling?" I said, "I wish I had all those things. I ain't even got all that stuff that you talking about. And you in jail and I'm out here. And I ain't even got access to all of that stuff you talking about." I said, "Girl, maybe I need to go to prison with you and have access to all the niceties of the world." When you go there in Alaska and you on the grid and you roughing it out in the outdoor, you camping somewhere in the wild. You ain't taking all that stuff with you, feminine deodorant and napkins and all that stuff. You roughing it, honey. So I think you were roughing it out in your cell. You were camping trip in your cell, okay? No deodorant or nothing. But how does she go to prison and make all them enemies in such a short period of time? Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's roll this clip. Kingpin put out the audio. So let's listen to this audio and break it down. You know, the audio was kind of, going in and out and cutting off because of the bad connection. But we can still make it out. Let's make it out. And you guys drop your comments. If I didn't interpret it right, drop your comments what you think you heard. Because, honey, these ears were perked up. These ears were close to, I had to rewind it, and my ears were close to the phone and I was saying, did I hear that right? Did I hear that right? Well, child, I might not have heard it right. So y'all drop your comments if I didn't quite hear it right. Here we go. So I tell y'all, Jaguar was so happy to hear from Kingpin because it sounded like if he was only his friend in the world, the only friend in the world, honey. So she was saying, "What's up, friend?" I tell you, if she can just put her arms over the phone or through the phone and hug him, she would have done so. Because let me tell you, the way she described it, they're messing with her in that jail. So I don't know if your girl, Jaguar, can stand up to all them people by herself. Maybe she needs to join the Nation of Islam in there so she can have a couple of people to have her back, because it sounds like if the guards are against her, the other prisoners are against her, child, you need to join a group to get some type of protection. You know, they fucking with me, but I'm fucking right back with them. I'm support everything that I'm going to say, but I don't think. As you guys can tell, the audio is not so quite clear. It's not too clear, but we're going to try to figure it out. Between you and me, we're going to have this thing figured out before the end of the day. Yeah, I'm still here. Don't fucking cut me off, you bastards. Today is the first day I've been able to make contact with the outside world at all. They first they stole my tablet and gave it to some other inmates and pretended like they did. Oh, by the way, this is I want to be segregated. I've been on lockdown. Oh boy, she's got a lot to say. She said she's been segregated. It's the first time she made contact with the outside world. The next thing she said is stole her tablet and gave it to somebody else. So it sounds like if these prisoners stole her stuff and handed it over to somebody else, maybe the head prisoner there. You know, when you go in, there's always a boss lady, one of them prisoners in charge of everybody, and everybody steals and give her stuff. Sounds like what this is. And Jaguar is not having it, honey. Jaguar is putting up a fight. She's cussing and carrying on. And she did not make any friends. And when you don't make friends in the prison, it's a dangerous situation. She also said she saw the psychiatrist for the first time after being in there for how many days now. And I guess they're slow. It's not like the outside where when they haul you in, let's say like a 5150, you gotta see a psychiatrist within a certain period of time. Sounds like if they took their time in her seeing a psych doctor. But in any event, Jaguar gotta be careful because the prisoners don't like her and the guards don't like her either. So she's in a rough patch. She's between a rock and a hard place because she can be set up very easily. So she's without deodorant for 15 days now. No commissary. But that's what you get when you're cutting up and acting a fool. 15 days now. So about a week and a half, I wasn't allowed to take a shower. I had to wash up in the sink. And they wouldn't let me out my cell at all. They wouldn't let me have access to any of my. So I couldn't get anything from the store. I went 2 weeks without deodorant, like all of it. Like I finally just got it when I spoke to LT. Jaguar did say she's been giving them hell back. So I can imagine the hell that she's giving them to the point where they took her privileges away. So we saw her at the barbershop and all these places. Can you imagine what she's doing in there? She is terrorizing the prisoners and the guards. Evans, God bless his soul. He's like the assistant warden around here. So I couldn't get anything from the store. I went 2 weeks without deodorant, like all of it. Like I finally just got it when I spoke to LT Evans, God bless his soul. He's like the assistant warden around here. But even he didn't understand why I was being treated the way I was being treated. Like they was in here treating me like a fucking animal. So I just wanted you guys to listen to the intro of the video. When she came on the phone to talk to Kingpin, she was telling someone, maybe one of the prisoner guards, "Don't cut me off, you effing animal." This is how she talks to these people. No wonder she was on lockdown, confinement, privileges taken away. You don't talk to people like that, like if they're garbage. Yeah, I'm still here. Don't cut me off, you bastards. So just by the beginning conversation, I get the feeling that Jaguar has not changed at all. Whatever therapy she's going through in the prison system is not working. But if she's not careful, they're going to put her in a padded cell. She better be careful. Transfer her to a psych unit where the cell and everything is padded, all the walls and everything, and put her in a straight jacket. She better be very careful how she moves among those people because they don't play down there.
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't cut me off, you bastards. Today is the first day I've been able to make contact with the outside world at all. They first they stole my tablet and gave it to some other inmates and pretended like they did. Oh, by the way, this is I'm on desegregation. I've been on lockdown 15 days now. So about a week and a half, I wasn't allowed to take a shower. I had to wash up in the sink. And they wouldn't let me out my cell at all. It wouldn't let me have access to any of my. So I couldn't get anything from the store. I went 2 weeks without deodorant, like all of it. Like I finally just got it when I spoke to LT Evans. God bless his soul. He's like the assistant warden around. I couldn't get anything from the store. I went 2 weeks without deodorant, like all of it. Like I finally just got it when I spoke to LT Evans. God bless his soul. He's like the assistant warden around here.
So not everybody's against Jaguar. LT Evans is very much in her corner. You know, she's helping her. She is empathetic and sympathetic, and she is making sure she gets certain things. So she can't say everybody's against her. Not everybody's against her.
But even he didn't understand why I was being treated the way I was being treated. Like they was in here to treat me like an animal.
I'm sure LT Evans quite understand why she's being treated that way because she's very belligerent. She's cussing people out and she's acting a fool. But LT Evans is trying to calm the waters by telling her, well, I don't understand why you're being treated that way. She's got to say that to calm matters.
They know exactly who I am. Like they sit in the holdovers in the overlooks and shit and be watching my videos. And then they gossip about me with inmates.
Well, Jaguar shouldn't be upset that they're looking at her videos because she put the videos out there for people to watch it. She wants to go viral. And now they're gossiping and talking about her. She can't be mad. That's what she wanted. She wanted people to talk about her videos. So she's getting exactly what she wants.
Like it's weird. It's like some real weird jealous shit. But there's these 3 white guards. Lieutenant Dunn, Lieutenant Stallsworth, the Puerto Rican girl, Lopez.
So Jaguar is dropping names, honey. I don't know. I guess she's doing it to protect herself. You know, sometimes you're in the prison system and you got to mention names in order to protect you in case something happens to you. Everybody can say, okay, we know who did it because she did mention these 3 guards by name, and maybe the family can get an attorney and all of that and sue and wrongful death or whatever. But we're not wishing that on our girl, okay? We're not wishing any type of unalivement. We're just saying, I think she dropped the names to protect herself.
And she was the girl who booked me, and she's the one who put me on DSEG to be smart because she got mad because when the shackles coming in, the bitch tried to brace me and throw me up against the wall, and when she it moved.
So what she's saying from the get-go, this Puerto Rican guard didn't like her because when she was coming in, she pushed her up against the wall and told her to move. That means she was in the way. And maybe, there was, sometimes you see some people at first sight, you don't like them. Maybe it was hate at first sight for this guard. Or maybe Jaguar was mouthing off and saying all kinds of ish because Jaguar does not keep quiet. She don't know when to stop talking. So maybe it was one of those situations where this guard was trying to exert her power and show Jaguar who is boss. So she shoved her up against the wall allegedly and told her to move. So it's not looking too good for Jaguar in there. The fact that she was in solitary confinement might have been a good thing. So other prisoners couldn't get to her to really do her any damage. Hopefully she's still in segregation away from the bulk of the prisoners. But if she is able to intermingle with the bulk of the prisoners, then it would be a very dangerous situation for her. No, it would not be good. Maybe Texas is going to come get her soon, and that's her saving grace. Hopefully, she's out of there sooner than later.
To fuck with me on purpose. These two fucking to fucking terrorize me.
So Jaguar seems to think, and she said to the campaign that there are about 3 guards and 2 inmates, but trust and believe, I believe there are more people harassing her in there because of her personality. And in the prison system, it's like a clique, and if maybe the 3 strongest people are harassing her, or 2 strongest people, the rest will follow because they don't want to get on that person's bad side. So I'm sure there are more people harassing her in there. So Jaguar seems to think that Lopez just wanted to terrorize her. But how did she go into the system? Did she go in terrorizing these people by cussing and carrying on? Or did she go in peaceful? You see, she is blaming Lopez for stuff maybe she caused. You know, every situation there's cause and effect. There's an action and a reaction. So what action did she put forth in order for Lopez and these other people to react? I understand that in the prison system, you don't have to do people anything. They just take set on you and look at you and say, okay, this is the one that we're going to pick on. I understand that. But she said, from the get-go when she went in with shackles, Lopez pushed her up against the wall and told her to get out of the way. Now, what precipitated that? She's not a mad person. She's a person of authority. She wouldn't just push her up against the wall and say, get out of my way for no reason. Or did she do that without cause? Maybe I look at too many movies where I see that happening, where you don't have to do the guards anything and they just beat you down or push you or abuse you. Maybe I've been looking at too many of those movies. But in my mind, it's one of 2 things. Either she did something to precipitate Lopez coming at her from the get-go, or maybe Lopez is just a psychotic person who just like to beat up on innocent prisoners.
To fucking terrorize me. I done asked for a psych visit, like on several occasions. I told them I got PTSD and bipolar, like it is hella triggering. I just saw the psych doctor today. So let me read
So she's got to really tread lightly because she's in a prison system with a lot of women. And one person can't beat all those women. And there's something about a gang mentality. A person may not have anything against you and don't want to get involved, but when everybody is against you, those people who don't want to get involved oftentimes become involved because it's a gang type of mentality. It's like a viral thing where if one person hits you, they expect you to also join in, you will join in. And if you don't, they will beat your butt in the process. And that's the way it is in gangs, whether it's in a prison or outside on the street. So I'm sure Jaguar have a lot more people than she thinks who want to beat her butt and who want to square off with her. So she's got to tread very lightly while she's in there until she gets her transfer. Now, maybe that's why she signed the papers to be transferred for the extradition. I guess hindsight is 2020. Had she known this was coming down the pike, she would have signed those papers from the get-go and she would have been in Texas now and don't have to deal with this foolishness with the guards and these prisoners. Because now she's got to sleep with one eye open. Because she don't know even if her jail cell buddy is against her. So Jaguar then said this Lopez guard just put her in desegregation to F with her. And I'm saying, girl, you just didn't go in there for no reason, okay? You must have been cutting up from the get-go. As soon as you got in there, you were cussing like there was no tomorrow. Because we know Jaguar's mouth, and it does not take much to trigger her. The fact that she was going in there, that she got picked up on that warrant, was enough to set her off. And when she went in there cussing, I'm sure Lopez looked at her, sized her up, and said, well, let me show her who is boss. In here from the get-go. She's not going to come in here and run nobody, especially me. So Lopez exerted her powers. And she maybe allegedly shoved her up against the wall and said, move. She didn't even have to be in her orbit, in her way. She just wanted to show her who was boss. You see, Jaguar have not been in the prison system for a long time, so she forgot how things go. You can't just walk in there and start acting a fool because the guards are going to cop an attitude and they're going to pass the word on to the prisoners. Guess what? We got a live one. So Jaguar says since she's been in there, it was the first time she's seen the psychiatrist. The staff was not kind and nice. She said the psychiatrist was okay, but the staff was not kind. And she started to pick out all the flaws in the people. One person was uncomfortable, the other person was not nice. So Jaguar is not getting along with anybody, not even in the doctor's office.
May 3rd, 2023. First visit with medical staff today. Total disaster. No one except the psych doctor gave a formal name to address them with. She was decent, kind, and uncomfortable. She tried to cold read me. Instead, I read her. She's smart, but clearly very uncomfortable with the way the medical staff operates. The rest of the staff called me disrespectful for saying sweetie to a nurse who also refused to give me her formal name to address her. Then I was given every possible excuse and disclaimer for not receiving proper medical care in 18 days.
So Jaguar wanted a medical explanation as to why she was not seen all this time. And she's been in 18 days. So she was pressing them for answers. She was not given an explanation, she said. They were rude. And one of the nurses seemed uncomfortable, kind, but uncomfortable. And she said that she pretty much didn't get any answers. She wanted to call them by their last names, Mr. and Mrs. so and so, professionally, but they refused to give their names. But the way Jaguar is describing it, it makes her seem in the right, and it makes her seem as though, she could do no wrong. But we know Jaguar right. In a situation like that, she's not going to say, well, can you give me an explanation why I was not seen before? These 18 days are kind of late, isn't it? She's not going to put it so nicely. She's going to be blunt and obtuse. She's going to start cussing. Why the F was I not seen by a psychiatrist before? You dumb effer. And she's going to go off like that. And so if she's going to go off like that, we know she will, because it doesn't take much for her to cuss you out, then they're not going to give her any answers. And she probably threatened to file a lawsuit against all of them. So, of course, they're not going to give their names. And so Jaguar has yet to learn that you can catch more flies with honey.
And it were appropriate for a person who on all accounts has been severely neglected, like my mother. I was calm, my hands folded either behind my folded in my lap. I used no profanity, spoke very softly, or at least as I can do with my.
Now, Jaguar said she used no profanity and she spoke very softly. I don't know if that's true, Jaguar, because we have seen you speaking softly, and it's kind of, kind of not so soft, to put it bluntly and to put it nicely. It's not so soft, my dear. You got to practice on your speaking softly voice.
Conclusion: big time abuse happening in this jail. Big time corruption among some of the officers colluding with the inmates and vice versa. Drugs. The staff is completely divided on nearly every matter, as well as being in agreement with maintaining state-mandated.
So Jaguar has said a mouthful. She mentioned drugs in there. She mentioned the staff colluding with the prisoners. She mentioned corruption. And I'm saying to myself, does she value her life? When you start accusing people of stuff like that in prison, you're locked up Are you serious? Does she want to live to see another day or to be unalive? I'm telling you, Jaguar is playing with fire. They better move her quick to Texas.
And if more appropriate for a person who on all accounts has been severely neglected. Like I was calm, my hands folded either behind my folded in my lap. I used no profanity.
Jaguar said she was calm. Her hand was folded in her lap. You know, demeanor. When people look at you, they don't see a threat. But it all depends on how you deliver. If you fold your hand in your lap and you're calm and no profanity, and you say, well, how come I haven't been seen by a psych doctor in 18 days? And you look at them with a smirk. Your hand is not talking, your face is talking at that point. So maybe they picked up on her facial expression. They're not looking at the hand at that point. So Jaguar may have communicated to them some things the way she said it, but let her tell it. She had her hand folded and no profanity, but you can communicate with facial gestures and expressions. At this point, I'm just wondering when Jaguar is going to write her books. Not book, but books with an S. Because she's got a couple of books in her. She's got some experiences to rival some of the best sellers out there. Some of the best sellers out there that hit the top of the charts on Amazon. She's got stories upon stories that are fascinating. So we're waiting for the book, Jaguar, or the books. So she says the staff is mentally incompetent. Well, I don't think that's a good thing to say about someone who have some type of say-so in your security. You know, they can open up your cell and open up another person's cell who gonna give you a beat down and turn their backs. So Jaguar has got to be careful. Like I said before, maybe I've been looking at too many of those movies where they do that.
Overall conclusion, big time abuse happening in this jail. Big time corruption among some of the officers colluding with the inmates and vice versa. Drugs. The staff is completely divided on nearly every matter, as well as being in agreement with maintaining state-mandated.
So, guys, imagine she's on a phone call. The staff is listening, other prisoners are listening, and she's making all these allegations. You want to tell me that she's not going to have problems? Of course she's going to have problems. As a matter of fact, I won't be surprised if she got to beat down after she hang up with this call. All right?
Some officers literally are just making shit up as they go along, and 35% of the staff is mentally incompetent. Not only that, because I'm a bisexual woman, and when I came in, they asked me, are you bi? What's your, I told them, this gender bisexual. They've been fucking with me on that shit. What I'm saying? I've had to find a way to survive. I ain't gonna lie. I got a son, and she been looking out. But I'm in D6, so it's not like anything happened. I mean, the fuck, just here look at cubby holes and shit, talking.
So Jaguar said she booted up while she was in there to survive. But nothing ain't happening because they're looking through cubby holes and talking and SHIT. So there's no intimacy, but there's a connection. So for now, they're talking through the crack holes and the cubby holes and the spaces between the bars. I wonder what they're saying to each other. Girl, I ain't got enough to eat. Can you save some of your rolls for me? You know I love you. The Jaguar ride, she probably was telling her, I need some deodorant. Go get me some deodorant. Make sure you buy two. One for you, one for me. So when she was telling King Payne, she had no deodorant in about 15 days. I'm sure that was a lie. Her cubbyhole girlfriend probably got her as much deodorant as she needed. Yes, I'm calling her the cubbyhole girlfriend because Jaguar Rice said they've been, peeking through the cubbyhole and talking shit. So she's the cubbyhole girlfriend, okay? So we know The truth and fantasy is all mixed in with Jaguar rights. I wonder what part of this speech is truth and which part is fantasy. Because I know doggone well, if she got a jailhouse cubbyhole girlfriend, she is not going without deodorant for no darn 15 days. Her girlfriend is getting her soap, washcloths, towels, all kinds of commissary stuff that she is not privy to because she's on that lockdown. Her girlfriend is racking up and slipping it through the bars and sliding it on the floor and pulling it with their t-shirts and their pants, okay? She is being taken care of, in other words, folks. Don't let Jaguar fool you, okay? Now listen to what she said. She had to get a means to survive. Get it? Survive. She's surviving. She's getting all her necessities. So don't let her pull the wool over your eye that, oh, she was without for 15 days. Nah, she's surviving. In her own words, she said she had to find a way to survive. She got her a little boo. She booted up, okay? She got a cubbyhole girlfriend who can get her stuff. So, Jaguar, don't play with me. Don't play with my intelligence, please. Rewind and come again. I wonder if they made her take those braids out. They probably cut out those braids, and she probably looking a mess now. Or maybe she looking cute in that little afro, because she does have a little afro that she wears from time to time. So maybe now her hair is growing out, and she's wearing her little afro, and she can't get that fade. You know how she likes to fade her hair. Jaguar, I'm telling you, girl, they're just doing you all kind of ways. They're stripping you, girl. They're stripping you. You better hurry up and get out of there and get back to your old self. But why would they be messing with her? Because she's bisexual. A lot of the prisoners are bisexuals. They go to, they date each other in there. And they may call each other, they may say they're straight, but really they're bisexual. As long as you get together with a woman in the prison, you can't come out and say you're straight, but a lot of them do. But if truth be told, they're bisexual. I don't know, Jaguar. That story with you being bisexual and they messing with you in jail because of it don't make no kind of sense to me. Not when 95% of the folks in there are bisexual. So you got to come again with a different story. I ain't buying it. Not for 1 second. I don't believe Jaguar. I think she's being another Pinocchio.
She been looking out. But I'm in seasick, so it's not like anything happened. I mean, the fuck, just here look at cubby holes and shit, talking and fucking sign languages, pen notes and shit like fucking prediction.
It's amazing how the prison system put these people right back into childhood days. You remember childhood days when you're looking at that little boy or that little girl and you write a little note and you send a little sign language, I love you, and you show them the heart and a little heart in your fingers. You make the heart sign and all of that. That's what Jaguar says she's been doing, looking through the cubby holes, sign language and writing notes and shit. That's what she said. I said, Jaguar, girl, you back in kindergarten days. Oh, my Lord. I'm telling you, they're doing your girl bad, okay? They're doing Jaguar so bad. Oh, my Lord. And we know she loves to be aggressive. Remember when she almost planted that kiss on Legina Gold and Legina Gold pulled back real quick before she can, seal that kiss? I said, girl, you're aggressive, but this little handwriting and cubbyhole peeking and, just sending sign language crap, that's not for you, Jaguar, because you are aggressive. This is not up your alley, so I know you're going through torture.
It made me because I'm bisexual and shit, so it's not like anything happened. I mean,
so Jaguar said, nothing happened. It's just playfulness. It's just companionship, just to talk to somebody. Somebody got your back while you're in there. Somebody to show you some love. If not physical, by pen pal, writing, hand gestures. Boy, I can imagine the hand gestures though. And I can imagine what they're telling each other in them letters, because these are grown adults, seasoned adults who had a lot of experiences Jaguar even said she was a dominatrix, so I can imagine what she's telling this girl that she's gonna do her. Okay?
Yeah, look at cubby holes and shit, talking in fucking sign languages, past notes and shit, like fucking same prediction.
Looking through cubby holes and shit, talking with hand sign languages and all that, and SHIT. Girl, it sounds like if Jaguar is not a happy camper. She is not happy with his sign language, with his picking through cubby holes. I said, Jaguar, you put yourself in that situation, mama. If you didn't want to be the peekaboo lady up in that jail, you shouldn't have had them run-ins with the law.
It's made funny because I'm bisexual and shit, talking all kinds of stuff. They don't get no fuck about no LGBTQ and all of this shit. And you know I'm a Sabbath keeper. You know I keep the Sabbath. You know I'm for the Lord. Day one I got in here, so I'm sitting here praying. When these things in here, they got to me, threatening me. And I told them to just come with it. If they want to do it, then just let's fucking do it. Stop playing this game.
So Jaguar said she celebrates the Sabbath. And there are a couple of people in there who wants to unalive her on the Sabbath. That's what they've been telling her. And she said, well, come on with it. Stop playing these games. Let's get to it. Let's do it. So she's not afraid of them, clearly.
They be trying to find ways to get to myself, to come into myself, to look through my stuff. It's so stupid. Then, what's this, the death threats, and then, threatening to meet you on Sabbath, telling me I ain't no real Christian because it's just real fucking, it's some real fucking shit. Well, today, 1 week, only 5 business declined the paperwork because I didn't sign the paperwork when I first got here because niggas was looking really crazy. And I'm like, y'all not going this way, and then I go this way. Like, I gotta talk on the outside girl first.
So she started to explain why she's still there because she didn't sign that extradition paper when she had first gotten there. So it's delayed a couple of weeks now. And she said she didn't sign because she really wanted to confer with a lawyer as to, what's going to go down once she gets extradited. And so that's why she didn't sign.
But they wouldn't let me call my lawyer. They wouldn't let me call my family. And it's because with some YouTuber who reached out to the jail.
So Jaguar said there was a YouTuber who reached out to the jail. And apparently, maybe she spoke to the person because the person was deceptive, claiming to be somebody else who they're not. This is what Kingpin said, the official Kingpin. He said this particular YouTuber pretended to be somebody they were not. And so Jaguar spoke with a person just one time. Maybe that was Monopoly. I don't know. Because Monopoly did say she spoke with Jaguar. And for her to speak with Jaguar, Monopoly's a YouTuber. She must have pretended to be somebody else. So, this is all alleged because I don't know for sure. But if it was Monopoly, Jaguar can sue her for pretending to be somebody else, maybe a member of her family. Because that's the only way I think Jaguar would have spoke with somebody, a YouTuber, is if that person pretended to be a family member. Anywho, let's continue to listen. So Kingpin confirmed, yes, it was Monopoly. And he advised Jaguar to stop talking to her. But how can she pretend to be something she's not? I mean, did she pretend to be a family member? Because this is what Kingpin was alluding to, that she pretended to be someone through another party that she's not. So I'm thinking maybe she pretended to be a family member. That's the only way Jaguar would have spoken to her, if she was a family member. And if that was the case, that was so wrong. How could she? When Jaguar is in a situation locked up in jail, you cannot want clicks and views so badly that you're going to lie and say that you are a family member, allegedly, to get clicks and views off of this woman. It's horrible.
And some young number, and I call her, yo, this person to kill me. They gonna try to come. No, but I'm smart. I know how to do this shit. I'm in jail better than they do. But
Stop
anyway,
talking to that YouTuber. That's Monopoly. Stop talking to that YouTuber. That's Monopoly.
Okay, that's official Kingpin confirming that it was Monopoly who has called the jail pretending to be somebody else. Now we know Monopoly has been talking to Tasha K. So I don't know the connection on if Tasha K is involved with Monopoly calling. I don't know. But I feel it was wrong for Monopoly to go to that lengths to call and pretend to be a family member just to get information. And the information she got, really everybody else got. Because it wasn't information that she couldn't pull up on the internet. So it's really ridiculous that she went to that length.
listen to me. The only person I could get number, I didn't have no number. I only spoke to her one time.
So I think Jaguar said she spoke with her one time and never spoke to her again. And she said she only had that one number. She had no other numbers. So that's why she called Monopoly.
Listen to me. The only person I could get number, I didn't have no number. I only spoke to her one time. And I never talked to her again. I thought she was sure.
So Kingpin said the way Monopoly did it, she put money on some random inmate's books and asked the inmate to reach out to Jaguar to call her. And that's how Jaguar ended up with Monopoly's number and spoke with her. And I think Jaguar said she only spoke with her that one time. But it's it's something else, isn't it? The lengths that people will go through to connect and get that interview for clicks and views.
Bitches impersonating her husband. We got lame ass bitches putting money on random inmates' books to get a contract. It's ridiculous.
So you guys just heard Kingpin. He said random people impersonating her husband, Jaguar's husband, other people putting money on random people's books just to talk to Jaguar. And apparently, maybe he's talking about Monopoly in both of these scenarios because she's the only one I heard saying that she put money on some, I think she said she put money on Jaguar's books and she spoke with her. But people are so desperate for clicks and views, it's amazing. But Jaguar got caught in this lie that she's told initially in the beginning of talking to official Kingpin. She said he's the first person that she had spoke to in the outside world since she got there in prison. Now, because he brought up the fact that Monopoly put money on her books or somebody's books, and she admitted that she did speak with her. And then she qualified her statement and said, well, you're the second person I spoke to besides her, and I only spoke with her one time. But the fact remained, Jaguar lied. Kingpin was not the first person she spoke to since she's been in jail. She spoke to Monopoly. So Monopoly wasn't lying when she said she did speak to Jaguar. But the way she went about speaking to her is foul. She put money on somebody's books and Jaguar's books. In other words, bribing the person to go talk to Jaguar and I guess pass on the number. And Jaguar said the only reason why she spoke to her is because she had no numbers with her. She wanted to talk to somebody to let them know in the outside world that everything was fine and she's doing fine. Because really, Jaguar didn't know Monopoly or doesn't know her. So there was no reason for her to talk to her. If she had Kingpin's number or Sean Davy Bay, I'm sure she wouldn't have entertained Monopoly at all. But like she said, she had no numbers on her. In today's society, you do not remember numbers. Everything is written down. And if she don't have a phone, She can't remember numbers. I understand that. Because all these numbers are in your phone, they're on speed dial. People do not remember numbers anymore. Let's face it. So I understand when Jaguar said when Monopoly reached out, it was the only number that she had because she left the number for her to get back to her. So I can understand why she reached out to her because there was nobody else to reach out to. She had no other numbers. So Monopoly was not lying when she said she spoke with Jaguar. So guys, if you have not hit that like button as yet, please do so. This is the time, and the subscribe also, press the button. I greatly appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video.
I don't know. But if they think they won't kill me, I'm go quiet. They got the wrong bitch.
So pretty much Jaguar is talking about people calling into the jail that she don't know. And now she's paranoid because she said if they tried to unalive her, they got the wrong person. But Kingpin did say that she disavowed anybody who has called to inquire on her behalf. She told the jailer she don't know these people, and I guess she probably told them to stop giving out information on her. But I guess a lot of content creators are not aware that you don't have to call the jail to get information. You can pull it up online. You know, in today's society, you can access anything and anyone through the internet.
Somebody fucking went and overrided it and shut it back down again. Like this shit, he was anything like that. All kinds of phone calls from who I don't know. But if they think they won't kill me, I'm go quiet. They got the wrong bitch.
So I don't know if somebody's threatening her while she's there in the prison. But to me, her paranoid delusion is kicking in again.
Come get me. I signed the paperwork last Wednesday.
So that's her extradition paperwork she's talking about.
He said, hurry up. Everything is waiting on them.
So everything has been processed. She's just sitting there waiting for Texas to come get her. Now, when she was asked if she has access to her commissary, she said she should have access. And I tell you, like I said before, she's on a slippery slope because she's making a lot of accusations. She's making a lot of enemies. And so she's got to keep her head above water until she gets out of there. So Jaguar wants the official Kingpin to call Sam for him to pay the telephone bill because she says her mother is going to take all the money and hit the store and spend it out. And her bill, I guess, should be paid. Her phone bill got to be paid. And this is what I'm saying. If Jaguar have money coming in, why is she so worried about her mother's money paying her phone bill? Because when she talks about the card and her mother is going to take the card and spend the money is only going to take her own card and spend her own money. So once again, Jaguar is trying to control her mother's money while she's there in jail. And she wants Sam involved. Sam got to go get the card and pay her phone bill. What kind of money does Jaguar have coming in? You guys drop it in the comment section. Or does she have any money at all coming in? Why is she so dependent on her mother's money if she have money coming in from other sources? I think Jaguar might not realize that it's not business as usual. She don't get to spend her mother's money like she used to. Okay? She don't get to abuse her mother's funds like that anymore because now her mother is living with her sister. So we're going to see how that goes when Sam go to try to get that card to pay Jaguar's bill with the card that is her mother's card. We're going to see how that goes. So that's the audio of Jaguar telling official Kingpin to call her son.
Tell him that I love him and that I miss him.
And tell him that she loves him.
Tell him to call and make sure my Wells Fargo card to pay the cell phone bill before she goes and spends it because she don't
Now, you guys heard she wants Sam to obtain the card somehow from her mother because her mother's got her pocketbook. Now, when you go to the bank with somebody's card, don't you have to know the PIN? The card got to be in your name, right? For you to access that money on that card. So there's no way her mother can go shopping with Jaguar's card if the card was not in her mother's name. So the money that the mom get coming from Social Security and whatever other sources goes on that card. And it's in her mother's name. That card is not Jaguar's. That card is her mother. Because for her to be worried that her mother is going to go shopping off of the card tells me it's not in Jaguar's name. Because I can't take your credit card or debit card or whatever card and know the PIN to it, and the card is not in my name. I won't be able to shop with it. It got to be in my name, and I got to know the PIN. So that tells me it's her mother's card. And she's still trying to access her mother's money from the prison system. It's a new day. It's a new ball game, my dear. You don't have access to that woman's money anymore. I guess Jaguar is worried about her telephone being shut off if the bill is not paid. But guess what, my dear? It's not your mother's responsibility to pay your phone bill. You're a big grown woman of 50 plus. Or not 50, but 48. I always want to say she's 50. She kind of looks 50. But she's 40 something, 45, I think. Somewhere about that. But I guess if her mother don't pay that bill, she's going to ask her son Sam to pay it. He's not working anywhere. But you see, this is why you don't burn your bridges. And Jaguar burnt all her bridges because she could have asked Legina to pay it for her temporarily, Genesis to pay it for her temporarily, Goomba to pay it for her temporarily, but she just demolished all her bridges. She can't even turn around and cross those bridges again because she burned them down. So King Payne said, oh, Mama Francis don't pay no bills. She don't pay any bills. Jaguar pays all the bills. Guess what? It's a different scenario right now, official King Payne. Her sister is now responsible for paying her mother's bills, not Jaguar. So Jaguar's phone bill is not her mother's bill. Her mother's money should not be paying for any of Jaguar's bill. So I hope her sister does not pay that phone bill for Jaguar. Jaguar got to dig deep into whatever resources she got. Go to Philadelphia where people pay $9.99 to view content. Go there. Maybe you're going to find some money in the account over there to pay her phone bill. Now, if she was paying Sam's phone bill and she wants Sam to pay all the phone bills, Sam's father is responsible for paying his bill now. So Jaguar is still living in the frame of mind that she's still living with these people. You're not living with these people anymore, honey. You are locked up in jail. These people are responsible for their own bills. You're responsible for yours. Your mama is with your sister. Your sister is responsible now to pay your mama's bill, whatever bill that is. Sam's father is responsible to pay his bill. You in jail, you're responsible to pay your bill. Stop looking at your mama's card to pay all your bills, honey. This is not business as usual, Jaguar, right? You're not running the show no more, honey. Your mother has vacated. She's with your sister. Your sister is now responsible for her and any bills that she's incurring. You do not take your mother's card and pay up all these bills anymore, including your own.
Because that's where the budget and the first just passed. It's probably already at Walmart.
So what if she's already at Walmart? The first just passed. You know she got her check in the account. That's what you worried about, that check. But guess what? It's her money. She can be at Walmart and spend it all she wants. Thank God you're locked up, Jaguar. At least you're not controlling that woman's money anymore, telling her how she can spend it. And I hope her sister puts her foot down whenever Jaguar calls with her shenanigans, wanting her mother's card and wanting to access that money. I hope her sister put her foot down and tell her, listen, you were controlling mom's money for a long time. You don't do that over here. Oh, no. You control your own money. Go somewhere and take care of yourself. I hope that sister really give it to her good. And let her know in no on certain terms that elderly financial abuse is not tolerated over here. And you do not cuss at mama anymore. Child, it should have been me. And I would have set her straight, honey.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to do that while I'm pulling that up. So she needs to go to the T-Mobile store to pay the bill. She got my phone. She got everything in Atlanta.
So Mama Wright is not in Philadelphia. She is in Atlanta. Jaguar said she's got her phone. She got everything in Atlanta for her. Because Mama Wright got everything for her in Atlanta does not mean Mama Wright is responsible for paying her bills, including her phone bill. This is a grown woman who lacks accountability and is not responsible for anything. And she don't even want to be responsible for herself. So it's about time somebody put their foot down. And I think Lachelle is out there in Georgia, because I think Mama Wright is with Lachelle. I think Lachelle is going to put her foot down because they've seen Jaguar abusing the mother for a long time. So I hope she is woman enough to say no. This is not going to continue to happen. And she really puts her foot down because Jaguar got all bark, all right? She's just mouthy. She ain't got no bite, all right? No type of bite. All mouth and no bite, period. So, Lachelle, don't be afraid, honey. When your sister comes, your little sister, remember she's smaller than you. She's littler than you. You do not let her push you around. You stand your ground, and if push comes to shove, you sick them two girls on her behind. Them two girls that were in the Bad Girls Club. Somebody told me that they were on that television show, Bad Girls Club. And if they were on that show, honey, they're bad as hell, okay? They're fighters. You sick them too. On Jaguar, next time she comes sniffing at your door, okay? So then Jaguar gave the name of her attorney to Official Kingpin because I guess he wanted to call to make sure she's got an attorney and to just check out things in general. But that's where Jaguar stands right now. She's waiting for extradition. She's getting in trouble, all kinds of trouble in the prison where she is with the inmates as well as the guards because she don't have any filter on her mouth. We got to put a prayer out in the universe for her, folks. Drop on your knees and say a prayer for your girl Jaguar, okay? And hope that she is not injured in any type of way. I'm over and out. Drop your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.